A long, long time ago, long before my father's father was born, the wind blew across this vast expanse of the land of the Dreamtime. And as this wind blew, it blew out a little pebble. And as the wind continued to blow on this little pebble became a small mound. And as the wind continued to blow a little bit more, that mound took the shape of a human body. And then a great big wind came down and blew life into that mound. And thus was born the father of the Dreamtime.
Hell is gone and heaven's here. There's nothing left for you to fear. Shake your ass, come over here. Now scream. I'm a burning effigy of everything I used to be. You're my rock of empathy, my dear. So come on, let me entertain you. Let me entertain you. Life's too short for you to die. So grab yourself an alibi. Heaven knows your mother lied. Come on, share. Separate your right from wrongs. Come and sing a different song. The cattle songs that don't belong. Come on, share. So come on, let me entertain you. Let me entertain you. Look me up in your yellow pages. I will be your rock of ages. See through fats and your crazy faces. Yeah. Little Bo Peep's lost his sheep. He popped a pill and fell asleep. The Jew is wet, but the grass is sweet, my dear. Your mind gets burned with the habits you've learned, but with a generation that's gotta be heard. Get tired of your teachers and your schools are drag. You're not gonna win out like your mom and dad. So come on, let me entertain you. Let me entertain you. Let me entertain you.
Okay, it's just on 10 to 10. Good morning to you. Well, I tell you what, all roads are heading to 9 Mile Beach. Why? Because the International Pro Windsurfing makes its debut here in Australia with the staging of the O'Neill Wave Classic 2. That's in conjunction with Swatch right here in Esperance on our Classic Bay. And I mean Classic, 9 Mile Beach will see some action coming for some $50,000 up for grabs. The best wave sailing competition of all time. The likes of Robbie Nash, Australia's very own and world number one Jason Polikow, 10 times world champion Bjorn Dunkerbeck. You can't go past them. Josh Stone's there. West Australia's very own Scott McKercher doing it for us as $50,000 is going to be going the way of some hot sailors. All happening at 9 Mile Beach. Make sure you're part of it.
I think this is what it's about. I think we should be going to more destinations like this. You know, I mean, these are the kind of destinations that people dream about. Maui, it goes off and it's really consistent in firing, but you're looking at 30 guys every day, you know? And this place, I think it's because it's so far out of the way, that 10-hour drive down from Perth and stuff. But I mean, it's worth it. You come out here and it's nobody here. It's only our crew.
Really good sailors here, and they're probably very well capable of pulling off a big upset.
You've got obviously Scott McKercher, who sails here quite a lot. Then you've got the other Aussies like Blair Simpson.
I think every time I come down here, it's just unreal. I just feel so lucky to be down here.
Pat Redmond's also another really good sailor. He excels in, I think, really big waves.
Well, if the conditions are good, I would say Pat would be very hard to beat. Even someone like Robbie Nash would find him very hard to beat.
There's a bunch of goofy foots that are pretty good in this tack. And in an 8-minute heat, anything can happen.
We've got some swell, so which is good. There's a couple of low pressure systems right down in the south, which is going to bring us some swell, which is actually what we've got now. So all we need is the wind to fill in, and I mean, what's the time now? It's 11:30 now. Hopefully in a few hours we'll get the contest underway.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Perfection, man. Look at those waves. They're just breaking top to bottom barrels, and when it's that hollow, it just brings on the most epic, like, balls to the walls extremities. It's gonna be insane, dude. Insane. Here we go.
his style, he's a very quick sailor. He's very fast in the water. He does numerous snaps, you know, backwards and forwards in a wave. Rob will probably get in it on a whole extra bottom, turning off the top than anyone else. So he really does have a very snappy, milking the wave sort of style. He really is a good all-round sailor. He's definitely someone who you don't want to have in your heat. He's just done one bottom turn snap, nice. Another, nice, and he had nice aerial. Oh, he's gone down. That's a bit unlucky. He tried to get a little aerial off that closeout section.
It's not really anything you can do to read them. You just gotta be lucky and get ones that line up. They're good when they're good. There's wind on the beach, there's wind outside, and there's nothing in the surf. So you're pretty much just surfing your apparent wind when you're on the wave. But there's enough we can get in and out, no problem. As long, again, as you're not in the wrong place at the wrong time. Oh, it's fun. Got a couple good waves, got a couple bad waves, equaled out.
Josh pushed a bit hard with the back foot, so he almost slid out, made it back in and had a nice popper aerial on the inside. Ah, an aerial forward, he lands it. That was a nice move, very, very nice, very nice. Right on, Josh. I think the wind conditions are really dropping on the inside because it seems like the guys are not getting a hell of a lot of drive out of their bottom turns.
Well, there's not really much that we can do. I mean, we came all the way to Australia and unfortunately we got this funny weather, those big clouds and super light wind onshore. It looked more like the North Germany than the Western Australia, I must admit.
I reckon we're a little unlucky. You bring the circus to town and that's what happens.
This sort of challenge with the weather, this sort of waiting, sometimes it's frustrating, but sometimes you get paid back, so it's damn good.
Unfortunately, there is, I mean, we need more wind and just didn't happen yet.
Esperance is a beautiful place. You know, the town is nice, the beach is definitely not a bad place to hang out. There are a lot worse places to be stuck waiting for wind in the world.
The Walpa, or the wind, is a great resource to us as Aboriginal people, because without that wind, we would have no life, because we are constantly reminded with the Walpa of how we came about. The Aboriginal people believe that without wind, we would die.
So could we live without the wind?
Definitely without the wind, a big part of me will die.
probably we could. I mean, the wind is super important to us. We are windsurfers after all, but I think, you know, in general, what we really need is the ocean. If we had no waves, we'd be freaking out because we're all wave sailors here.
Windsurfing is our life, so as far as that aspect, you know, our career would die and what we love would die.
The wind is something that lets me do and express myself. I can jump up on the air and be like a bird and do flips and just fully let go and be myself.
Life's full of wonderful things, you know? There's a lot of good things to do. You know, with no wind, the waves are that much better. And I love surfing, so I'd probably just grab my surfboard and go surfing tomorrow if the wind died.
I believe in tomorrow. Never say never. That's something I've learned. And well, if tomorrow comes and the wind is there, with a little bit more of surf, and we will make it happen, and we will have a result. I promise.
Hey, we got all excited yesterday because, well, the O'Neill Wave Classic 2 in conjunction with Swatch is here in Esperance. The only thing that isn't here in Esperance, yeah, it's the wind. Good morning, it's just on 8:15. I remember yesterday we got all excited about the O'Neill Wave Classic 2 in conjunction with Swatch. It didn't happen yesterday, it's definitely going to happen today. Be there, won't you? I've been told, I'm no big windsurfing person, but apparently you need a bit of wind for it to take off. And if that wind takes off, so too will the sailors. Be ready for it. Listen out for more later.
We cross fingers, we don't even talk about it. We don't even want to watch TV and the weather report. I don't believe that anymore.
It showed its potential. We had some incredible conditions, but we only got 5 heats worth, so.
Well, what can I say? This sounds like the end, look like the end. It is officially cancelled, and that's all for the day and for the whole competition. Unfortunately, the name of this place is Esperance, which in France means Espérance, means hope, but I guess there is no more hope. We go home. Next time we give it a try again. Take it easy, boys.
Okay, good morning, 7:20. Well, can you believe it? Esperance is considered one of the windiest places in WA, if not the world. 99.9% of the time, that is true. I'm afraid the 0.1% happened over the last few days because there was no wind. So, wherever you may be heading to, whether it be home or off to the next event, I hope you have a safe trip. We really would like to see you back again. Promise you, next time you come back, we will have wind for you.
I'm going back to New Zealand for a couple of days and then on to Hawaii. A week in Hawaii and then on to Europe. So it doesn't stop.
Go to Margaret's. You'll have a ball. Guaranteed. You got it.
So it didn't happen. It's been a bit of a disappointment in one way, but basically we're inviting any sailors that are sticking around in Western Australia to come down to Margaret's tomorrow, and we'll film you.
Hey Roger, he just threw the aerosol on the flames.
4 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're all going to meet up outside the yacht club. We're all going to go in convoy down to Margaret's. About 8 hours, something like that. It's going to be a bit of a trip, especially after a few of these. The plan is we get down to Margaret's, there's some great surf down there and they've got wind.
Roof race looking a little bit far back. That's it. It's on the dock, isn't it? Try and strap this forwards by going through the front doors here with the spare strap we've got left and go for another 20 minutes or so and see if it shifted at all. Just keep an eye on it. If it doesn't move, hopefully get away with it.
Narrowlong's got a weak bladder.
Was that good?
Well, we're following you guys, so I don't think we know where we're going.
So where are we on the road to?
I don't know. You got a map? All right, here we are in the middle of Australia. Gasoline place closed, so we gotta wait. Josh is sleeping. Oh, it stinks in this car.
For the Aboriginal people, life was just one constant search, and that was affected by the elements around us.
Well, my life for sure has been a constant search for something. The quest to stay absolutely spoiled rotten, I guess, and live a lifestyle that is too good to be true. I'm constantly on the go, chasing wind, chasing waves, or just a different surrounding.
Yeah, I think the most basic thing is we're all in search of happiness.
You know, I love being at home, I love being in one place, and I can't wait until I can do it a bit more often, but I'm sure that even once I'm there, I'm gonna have to continue traveling and satisfying whatever it is in there that I'm looking for.
For me, happiness is feeling like I have a purpose, and windsurfing makes me feel like I have a purpose.
I think one of the things we were talking about earlier, the ocean, that's one of the beauties of it, is that it is our home no matter where you go. You know, so I think we're kind of lucky that way because we have that kind of traveling home.
I don't believe in roots to the ground. I think it works out for trees, and for us, it's a bit of a different thing. I think we're walking, and we gotta learn how to deal with the whole world.
They bite it? Scott McKershaw, he's going to be heading up the trip. He's a Western Australian local, and he knows exactly where he's going. I think Jane Seaman and Kelly Moore and Vidi Jensen are going to tag along with him. Scotty Carvel should be going along as well. He wants to get a bit more action before going.
Home sweet home.
That was a long drive.
Home for a little while. Basically in WA, you've got a big chunk of land with weather systems coming in from the southwest. As systems move and change, the west coast will come alive or the south coast will come alive. And basically you've got to remain mobile. We've got a picture of today being sort of southeast for the west coast. So Margie's is looking like the spot. The weather map isn't going to hold out for tomorrow here, so we're going to have to go cruising. See a bit of tree movement, so let's frog it. Too much talking. There's a few things you sort of got to remember when you sail Margie's. Just make sure you know who the lokes are, who the locals. This is the hottest bunch of sailors that are rigged up in this car park probably ever, so should be a special day.
First thing you do is you go big. If you go pussy into it, then it gets the better of you. We're getting worked as hard as you can get your first time, and then you realize it can't kill you.
So you way down at the square for the ones who say they care, who tell you stories for boys.
Redmond. I'd say on this tack he's probably very close to the best in the world.
You wanted to reach her, but now you're the man, and you'll never see her again. So you're running just to see her, but when you get there, you can't touch her. She's just another illusion, and you're falling. Looks like dancing. I hear you calling. It's alright, but it's just an illusion.
The way the wave sets up, you just want to just throw a big carve and turn. That's it right there, big carving wall turns.
Saw the world for you one day, with all the curtains pulled away. Every mirror was a wall, every eye a crystal ball. I tried to be a money machine, keep you in style, you know what I mean. I wanted to show you, I wanted to know, just another illusion now. So you're running just to see her, but when you get there, you can't touch her. She's just another illusion, and you're falling. Looks like dancing. I hear you calling. It's alright, but it's just an illusion. So you're running just to see her, but when you get there, you can't touch her. She's just another illusion, and you're falling. Looks like dancing. I hear you calling. It's alright, but it's just an illusion.
Did a back loop, came around, they were too vertical. The nose caught first and kind of whipped the tail back into the water, and I wasn't prepared for that, and the knee buckled the wrong way.
Once I changed fins and moved things around and sailed it for a couple hours, it started to get dialed in. Really good fun. What a great spot.
That was a good call going out that second session. The crowd thinned out. I'm all smiles now.
Kippa, or water, was very important to Aboriginal people, and that's why we made a lot of our camps down by the sea. The ocean has great power for providing, for soothing the soul, and also for healing. The Aboriginal people, in times of conflict, in times of war, would seek comfort down by the sea because of the constant motion of the waves rolling in would help soothe their troubled souls.
The Aborigines may say it heals their cuts and heals their wounds, but I think for me it definitely heals my problems. I can go in the water, and if I'm having a bad day and things are bothering me, the whole time in the water you don't think about those things because you have so many different things happening. You know, the ocean makes you focus and think.
Everything I am and everything that I have comes from the ocean. You know, it's my mana, it's my power. Or actually in Hawaiian that means spiritual power, and that's what the ocean is to me.
You get in the water and you're in your own sanctuary. You are with yourself. As soon as you hit the water, especially when you go underwater, it's one of the best feelings you'll find.
Yeah, I agree with that. It definitely takes the little nagging problems that all of us have in our life and it erases it, at least temporarily.
Anybody who spends enough time in the ocean will tell you that it's got its own life force. And I think that the